To make the dressing, finely chop the dill. Then add the dill to the mayonnaise along with the salt, pepper, and lemon juice. Using a good mayonnaise is imperative to this recipe. By this we mean one that has a more neutral flavor and is not very sweet, like Hellmann's for example. Now refrigerate this while you begin the crab cakes. To start the crab cakes, preheat the oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we're going to brunoise the peppers. First cut off the ends and remove the seeds and the membrane. Then dice and set aside. Next, finely dice the chives. For the crab cakes, it's important that the chives and the peppers are cut very small. These end pieces you can just save for making a stock. Place the crab into a medium-sized bowl and break it up. You don't have to buy the full pieces of claw meat like this. Crab meat, rather than whole claw meat, will be somewhat less expensive yet still be delicious. As you mix up the crab, it's good to check for any remaining shells, which you're almost sure to find. Then add the breadcrumbs, mayonnaise, chives, red peppers, salt, and freshly cracked pepper and mix well. If you want to spice these up a little, you can also add some crushed chili flakes. To form the cakes, first flatten out the mixture in the bowl and then divide into even parts. This way, all the crab cakes will be the same size and you will be sure to have enough. Then take just enough to make one cake. Gently squeeze the mixture together and roll it while pressing the ends like this. Don't be afraid to apply a bit of pressure. The cakes should be nice and firm so they don't fall apart when cooking. Your hands may get a bit sticky, just give them a quick rinse now and again to make it easier to form the cakes. If you like, you could make these crab cakes a few hours ahead of time and refrigerate, or even freeze them. Just don't roll them in the breadcrumbs until you're ready to cook them. Once you are ready to cook the crab cakes, lightly roll each cake into the breadcrumbs. This is more breadcrumbs than you will need, but you want a nice even coat. Just discard any leftovers when you're done. Squeeze the crab cakes a little to keep their shape as you roll them in the breadcrumbs. Now heat a non-stick fry pan over high heat and add the clarified butter. Let the butter get quite hot until it just begins to smoke. Test the pan by putting a small part of the crab cake into the butter to see if it sizzles. Once you add the crab cakes, turn the heat down to medium. Cook the crab cakes until golden brown on the one side. The crab meat is already cooked, so we're really just heating these through and creating a nice color. Check to see if the crab cakes are ready to flip. You are looking for an even golden brown. This one isn't quite ready. In the meantime, spray a baking tray with vegetable oil. Then flip the crab cakes once they look like this. Before transferring them to a baking tray, turn them in the pan to coat the bottom in the butter. Then place into the oven for 10 to 12 minutes. After about 10 minutes, check the crab cakes to see if they're ready. They should have an all-over golden hue. You can see that the bottoms of the cakes are golden brown as well. These ones are done. To serve, place a dollop of dressing on one end of the plate Then smear the sauce using the back of the spoon like this. Now place 2 cakes in the center and garnish with a small sprig of dill and a small bunch of guare sprouts. These crab cakes are fantastic and can be served either as a light lunch or as an appetizer.